Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to have a little tidy up in the workshop first. As he says, absolute mess from doing the Fiesta. Yeah, so we'll get that done and we'll check back in a little while. From doing the Fiesta, look at the state of it everywhere. There's tools on the floor. It's just an absolute state. So yeah, we'll get this tidied up and we will check back in a little while. As you can see here guys, we're just putting the tools away, putting them back in the toolboxes, ready to be used again so we can find where they are. Have a clear up of all the parts around the car so it's nice and tidy. That way we've got loads of space to work on the car. And Dad and Tom arrive in the background ready to get started. Right guys, we're back. As you can see, we've tidied up the workshop. There's a lot better working conditions now. So now we're going to crack back on with the car. Like I showed you in the last video, this intercooler, the way I mounted it temporarily with this nut behind here and the bolt through the front and this one up here. This one's probably going to have to stay like this because there's not much else we can do with it, but that is perfectly strong, perfectly adequate to stay like that. That'll be fine, not worried about that. But I'm going to try and do a bit of a better fix with this one down here using a riv nut rather than a nut and a washer like welded to the back. We've also got this bracket down here which snapped, which goes something like this, goes together something like that and actually bolts to the front there and holds the intercooler on. As you can see, that's the other side, so that's what we're trying to mimic. Yeah, so I'm going to get this taken out and see if what I've got planned in my head for it will actually work. Just cracking on here, undoing the nuts to release the radiator pack. I believe there's 3 in total. That way then you can get to the fixing points, which are like riv nuts. Then we can see if we can make a better method of fixing these intercooler on. I'll just show you quickly because one of them did actually survive. As you can see in there, that's the little riv nut that is sort of press fitted, I suppose, into the rad mounting pack that will hold the intercooler in. Yeah, just thought I'd give you a little shot of what it was originally. Right, so I'm just going to try and straighten this bracket out a little bit more with the old slider because it's still a little bit bent and not where I'd like it. Well guys, when I was whacking the straightening out that bracket, the one remaining riv nut original that I thought survived flew out. So it looks like we're doing all 3 mounts instead. Straighten that bracket out now. As you can see, it's a lot straighter and sort of mimics the passenger one a lot better. Time we get the riv nuts in there, lift the rad pack up a little bit, they'll be spot on. So I'm happy with that. Blimmin' hell guys, here's a rare shot of the old man fixing something. The old wire come out the welder, so that'd be why it weren't working.
I can't see the fucking hole.
He can't see what he's doing though, it's his glasses. So guys, just cutting back in on these this rad pack riv nut situation. Finding it a little bit difficult to get these riv nuts pressed in, so it looks like it'll be easier for me to try and take this crash bar off the front. Then I'll be able to get to the riv nuts in the rad pack, and then because I can't get in behind here, the tool, it doesn't line up unless, see, it doesn't move up. So guys, I just finished doing the riv nuts and yeah, it was a complete fail. Basically, the holes in the rad pack behind here, they was just pulling straight through. The riv nuts were fairly tight to the holes, I just couldn't manage to get it through. So we've reverted back to the old idea with the nuts and the washers. Perfectly adequate. Where are you up there? As you can see, they're welded in there. There's a nut welded to a washer and it's put in the back, so it ain't pulling through nowhere. You can see it's solid as anything, solid as the original factory mounts. You got that one up there, and there's nothing else we can really do with that. I did notice actually that we've got to do that on the other side, because look, that one's cracked as well. So we'll do the same thing on this side, keeping the same. And whilst I was there, I managed to get this bracket bolted on. I realised it doesn't really matter that it's split here, because you've got a bolt hole there, you've got a bolt hole there. They're on there solid. So we're ready to start bolting on the intercooler and getting some panels on. Here guys, Dad's just trying to manipulate the wing back into half decent shape, just so Tom can run it on the road as it is at the minute. Tom giving him a bit of an hand there, just with a hammer and dolly, just trying to fettle it out, make it look a bit better. As you can see, me down in the bottom left, fitting up the intercooler. Yeah, not much to say on that. Basically, fitting it up, connected it to the boost pipes, connecting the boost pipe back up to where it goes up into the intake, and then yeah, as you see in a little while, I had a bit of a problem with fitting it. I actually pulled the intercooler back off, but I explain that in the next clip. Sure if you see there in that little bit of time lapse, I had a bit of trouble. I put the boost pipe on and I accidentally pulled the intercooler off. There's like a rubber mount up under here and it pushed back out, and yeah, it was a bit of a trouble getting it back in, but we've got it all sorted now. Boost pipes all back on, all connected back up there to the turbo. What we did do was, instead of buying a new pipe for the minute, we actually just undone that there, moved the split back onto the hard pipe, and then put the Jubilee clip over that. So that is good. There should be no boost leaks with that. We're now ready to start bolting on wings and bumpers and getting her looking back like a car again. There's the wing in colour, as I showed you in the last video. We're now going to start getting it bolted on up here. I'm going to chuck it on a bit of time lapse, get that bolted on, and I'll show you the finished result afterwards. I think what I'm going to do is, I've got a bit of work to do on the bumper. I'll do that, I'll video that, but then I'll cut back in on the car when the bumper's back on, wings back on, wheels are back on, and it's back on the floor. See you soon. The wing's all bolted on now, boys and girls. So moving on to the bumper, thought I'd just do a cutting, just show you the state of it basically. So it ripped all the middle out here. As you can see, it's ripped the bottom off the bumper there, as that's supposed to look like that. Ripped his splitter, tore that. But the actual body of the bumper is all right. It's got a little scuff here, which we can polish out. That looks like it'll polish up. So the main bit is going to be that corner mounting, I suppose, underneath. His splitter, he did get the rest of his splitter, but it's actually torn off both ends, and that's the middle of the bumper there. So we've got the other corner of the bumper here. what I'm going to attempt to do is make him like a splitter out of dye bond. That should bring the whole bumper together, and if I can fix it in enough points so it's nice and strong, I can actually mimic this corner of the bumper to match that with the dye bond, and then use that as the mounting points instead. So we'll give that a bash, we'll see how it goes, and we'll show you along the way. So, bumper's all stripped, we've got the rest of the splitter off. I've cut all them little plastic bits out, so it's all uniform both sides. We're just going to carry on and get this done. Well, the Fiesta's all done, boys and girls. Yeah, we're more than happy with how she come out. Homemade splitter at the bottom, lovely jubbly. Yeah, thanks for that, Dad. It's probably shitty with the engine noise on. That's the new wing. As you can see, the colour match is pretty good. I mean, it always looks off on camera, but yeah, no, in person we're more than happy with it. Wheels back on, looking nice in the arch. Side skirts back on. Yeah, bumper fitted up nice. There's a bit of a gap under there. I don't know whether that was like that before or not. I don't know. Yeah, come around to this side. Obviously, old wing's still on, so it's still a bit battered there. But wheels back on, looking good. Yeah, we're pleased with how this one come out. That is the end of part 2 on putting the Fiesta back together. There will be more videos in the future. He wants to spray his wheels. I'm not going to reveal the colour yet. That'll be a surprise on the video.
What colour do you reckon the wheels are going to be?
Yeah, write in the comments what colour you think he should do the wheels on the race red Fiesta. Right, we're going to get it out of the garage now. Yeah, that'll be the end of part 2. See you all in the next one. Ta.